Dr. Hare, Ms. Green, thank you so much for being here with us today. If you could explain, what are the main challenges for analyzing risk?
I think the main challenge for analyzing risk is working out timing. So as you're trying to figure out particularly political and social risk, the inflection points are the most difficult to time, and that's key for investors.
I would agree with that, but I would also add that one of the things I find most challenging about political risk is deciding for whom this is a risk. So is this something that's just going to affect one actor, or is it multiple actors? And is it over a short period of time or a longer period of time?
Also, how do you filter political noise from important political developments?
I think this is where working with colleagues is very helpful. I would love to think that I can always do that on my own, but I have factual evidence to the contrary. I can't. It's absolutely essential to constantly be testing your ideas against those of other people. That sounds like it's more noise in and of itself, but funnily enough, it has the opposite effect. It helps you to distill what actually really matters.
I think here, keeping in mind your audience is really important. So working out who's exactly going to be using your analysis helps in working out what's really important for them versus what's just interesting.
Finally, what do you consider the most important development for the following year?
I think the most important development for 2014 is probably the testing of Europe's banks and seeing whether we can finally draw a line under the financial crisis, at least in Europe, and take steps towards a real banking union. Unfortunately, I think we'll have a big fudge, but I do think it's an extremely important event, not just for Europe, but globally, in terms of driving growth forward.
I think that the most important development for 2014 is going to be whether or not policymakers are able to do something to help young people. We've seen such a destruction of human capital since the crisis. This is now people who for 5-6 years have had contracts that are short-term, not great pension schemes, unable to get on the housing ladder, and unable to start their lives. This cannot go on. It's not sustainable. So I would like to see, and I think it's going to be absolutely crucial, particularly with the European Parliament election, politicians taking more of an active role in that.
Thank you for speaking with us.